Good evening, students. Today we have joined again in this video class to know about few terminologies and techniques that and few definitions that are used in national economics, and we are continuing with one of the another formula to calculate the national income. In the earlier video, I have already explained you the income method to calculate the national income. Today I'll explain you one more method, that is the value added method to calculate national income, and along with that method we will also be knowing some of the terminologies and some of the basic graphs and figures and diagrams that are used in national income. Today we'll be talking about an economy, that is a two sector economy, which is an economy in which there are two participants, that is the household and the producer. I repeat, I am first of all, for today's video I am explaining what is a two sector economy, where the participants are two, which includes the producer, which is also called as a firm, and consumer, who is also called a household. Now, there is another terminology that is used, which we will do in not today's class but in some other future course of time, that is three sector economy and four sector economy. While three sector economy is an economy in which there are three participants, that is household, producer and the government, while the four sector economy is an economy in which there are four participants, that is household, producer, government and the rest of the world. Now, this two sector economy and three sector economy, which is inside the country, inside the economy, in which there is no role of the rest of the world, that is called a closed economy, while a four sector economy is an economy which is also called as open economy. But in detail we will be studying about two sector economy today, that is about the household and the producer. Now, there are two types of flows, that there are two types of exchange of things between producer and households. While there is flow of goods and services, there is also a flow of money between these two sectors, that is the household and the producer. Now, when there is flow of goods and services between household and producer, I repeat, when there is flow of goods and services between household and producer, it is called as real flow. And on the other hand, when there is flow of money between these two sectors, which includes the household and the producer, it is called as money flow. Now, today we are going to understand the diagrammatic presentation of real flow, and this you can see is the diagrammatic presentation of money flow. As I have already stated you, real flow is the flow of goods and services and money flow is the flow of money between these two sectors. Let's try to understand between the diagrammatic presentation in real flow. Now you can see over here the two sectors, as I just mentioned you, in real flow is household and the another one is producer. You can see over here what producers does at first is he produces goods for the household and sells them. Now, since we are talking about real flow does not include any monetary concept in it. It only includes what flow of goods are and what flow of services is. Now you can see over here, producer is producing goods and selling it to the households, and for this production of goods, producer requires and hires some labor, and this labor is hired from the household sector, and that is why the household provides some services which is called as factor services. Now, factor services is that kind of service which is regularly given to the producer. Now, please understand, now when the producer is producing a good and selling it to the household receives the good, while for producing these goods, how producers use the services of the household. So there is a transfer of service from households to the producer. Now, on the second hand, you see over here, this again the two sectors is household and producer, and this time we are talking about a concept called as money flow, where there is flow of money involved between these two sectors. So, initially, when producer produces goods and sells to household, so just imagine yourself that when you receive some good, you generally pay for that good. So when you pay for this good, this is the expenditure that you incur on purchasing the goods. Let's suppose I am a producer and you are a household. If I go and give you a good, you will be paying something for to me for that good. This payment is called as expenditure on purchase of goods. On the other hand, when for making this good I am hiring some labor, I need to pay something to the labor. So when I get something from the final consumer, out of that income I give something to the household, and that something is called as the payment that I give to the household for their service they are giving it to me. This is the diagram for real and money flow. The next one what we are going to talk about is a circular flow model, and we are going to talk about a circular flow model in a two sector economy. Now before I go into this diagram, let me tell you that there are three phases in circular flow. Now please understand there is three phases of circular flow, and circular flow of income is that flow of income where there is three regular activities happening inside the economy. Circular flow of income is that flow in which there are three regular services happening in an economy. Those three services are called as production, another is income generation, and third is expenditure of income. I repeat, there are three phases of circular flow of income, in which the first phase is production, the second phase is income generation, and the third phase is expenditure of income. Now understand one thing, as a producer, if I am a producer and I am doing a production of goods, and when I produce these goods, I go to market and I sell these goods. Now when I sell these goods, I receive some income. When I sell the goods, I receive some income. Let's suppose I receive 100 rupees. Now when I receive 100 rupees, I do not spend the entire 100 rupees on as expenditure. I keep aside some rupees, let's suppose 20 rupees, and the rest 80 rupees I spend it. This spending of 80 rupees is called as expenditure of income, and the rest 20 rupees which I have saved out of the income earned, that I go in for the production, for further production. So understand, this is a cycle chain where every activity is interrelated to each other. I produce some goods, I go to market, I sell them, I earn some income. Out of some income I save some, and I make expenses of the rest money, and the money which is saved is used for further production. This is the three phase of circular flow of income. Now over here, if you can see that this circular flow of model in two sector economy, as to what we talked about, the two sectors are, one sector is producer, the another one is household. You can see, if initially there is sale of goods and services, there is sale of goods and services which flows from the producer to the final consumer, and when the households receive these goods, they make payment for the goods, which is called as expenditure of goods and services. Thirdly, when these goods, before these goods are sold, for making of these goods, households are hired for production of the goods, and they give their services to the producer, and when they give their services to the producer for production, the producer pays them, and this payment is called as factor payment. Now understand one thing, the producer produces good, sells it to consumer, and receives some good. Now when the goods are sold to the consumer, that is naturally a final good. So whatever income is received for that final good, that helps in the calculation of national income. So the first significance of circular flow of model is that it helps in the estimation of national income, where national income is the sum of all the factor income which is received from the producers to the households. And second significance of circular flow of model is that we get to know how much each sector is dependent on, how much each sector, I mean how much the producer is dependent on household and how much the household is dependent on the producer. The interdependence of the both the sectors with each other is known through this circular flow of income. Thank you.